What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to talk about Star Wars. Many of you have asked me to rank my favorite Star Wars films, and that's what I'm going to do. I did a couple of late uploads last night. There was really no news to cover, so I figured this was a great opportunity to jump right in. I'm fair game. If you guys want to rip me apart for my list, that is okay. It's the internet, and if you're not shitting all over someone's opinion, then what the hell are you doing here? So let's have some fun, and let's talk about my favorite Star Wars movies from last to first. So, in the number 9 position, this should be no surprise whatsoever, The Last Jedi. There's not a whole lot to talk about here. I do want to keep this video under 10 minutes if possible, so instead of wasting time on The Last Jedi, and I've done enough of that on this channel, let's move right on. So, number 8, Star Wars Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. Okay, so I like Episode 2. I like Attack of the Clones. The biggest problem with this movie is Hayden Christensen. Anakin just, he drags the movie down so bad for me. I really, really enjoy this movie, but his performance is so bad. It really pulls it down in a significant way, and as a prequel defender, even I can't make excuses for it. It's really bad. The women and the children, it's so bad. So there's no defending it, but I do still like the movie overall. All right, next is Rogue One. Now, I know a lot of you like Rogue One. A lot of you say your favorite Star Wars film is Rogue One, and I totally respect that. My biggest problem with Rogue One is the characters. They are all boring as hell. Jyn Erso is a bad character. She's not Rose bad, but she's still a bad character, especially for a lead character. Cassian is a bad character. He's not quite Rose, but he's pretty damn close. I do like K2SO. I do like a lot of, like, a couple of the elements of it. I love the last 45 minutes of this movie. It's action-packed. Scarif is an amazing planet. And then, obviously, the final few shots we get are pure magic. And any Star Wars fan can't watch that without getting chills. So I don't hate Rogue One at all. The characters really pull it down for me. And characters are such an important part of Star Wars. So, Rogue One is ranked number 7. Next is Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, I know this movie gets a lot of crap. I know it's been a punching bag for a long time, and I'm not claiming that it doesn't deserve a lot of the criticism it gets. It does. It drags in certain parts. Jar Jar is painful at best in this movie. I totally get it. I really enjoy going to Naboo. I enjoy Darth Maul. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan is always going to be phenomenal. There are elements about The Phantom Menace that I thoroughly enjoy. Going back to Tatooine, I really like the movie, but I acknowledge the problems in it, and I'm not here to try to make excuses for it. This is a subjective list of my personal favorite movies. So, yeah, I mean, The Phantom Menace, I like it, and I'm a fan. And I will say this, I mean, as a fan of the Clone Wars television series, and I mean a major fan of that series, it elevates all of the prequel films for me. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, no film should need outside material to make it better. So I'm not saying that the Clone Wars makes the prequel films better movies. I'm just saying that it improves them for me. That's all I'm saying. So, next on our list. Now, okay, 5 through 2 on my list, they tend to move around a lot, okay? So, it just depends, like, which way's the wind blowing that day. That's 5 through 2, they move around a lot. The film that's in the 5th position used to be a little bit higher up on my list. And then The Last Jedi happened. And then Rian Johnson happened. And so that movie is obviously The Force Awakens. Now, I have always stood by The Force Awakens, and I will continue to stand by it as an isolated film. But the more time that passes with The Last Jedi, the more it's dragging this movie down for me. I will always like it, but I used to love it. And there's still parts of it that I do love. I love Kylo Ren in this movie. I love Kylo Ren. I know, I hear you. I know all of you are killing me on The Force Awakens right now. I can hear it. It's the Kermit the Frog gif. You're just killing the keyboard right now. That's fine. bring it. I loved Kylo Ren in this movie. Loved him. And I didn't hate Kylo in The Last Jedi, but I didn't, I don't think they properly took him to places that their potential was there for. And I thought there was a lot of potential with Kylo after The Force Awakens. I thought Rey was really good in this movie. Finn was fine. Nothing great. I thought they did a great job with Han. And I didn't like the Hosnian Prime, where they just blew all of those planets up with no context whatsoever. That was a wasted moment, and it felt really like Transformer-y, like Michael Bay. Like, hang on, like, don't we need a little context to this? So there's a couple of issues I had with The Force Awakens, but now it's just like I had so much hope for The Force Awakens after I watched it, and all of that hope got destroyed with The Last Jedi. Moving on. Number 4. This is the movie that impacted me as a child more than any Star Wars movie. This is what introduced me to Star Wars. This is what I have the most fond memories of as a child. That is Return of the Jedi. When I was a kid and I was being loud or obnoxious or annoying, kind of like I am as an adult, my parents would always put Return of the Jedi on, and I would shut up. Every time the speeder bike scene in Endor, every time the Ewoks, all of it, I would just shut up. I was mesmerized by it. I loved it. I even had the Scout Walker command tower, or the Scout command tower with the little speeder bike as a swing. I've got a picture of it somewhere on my Facebook where my nappy blonde curly hair is like I'm sitting in there with my cat, and I'm feeling like I'm the biggest pimp on the block, but I wasn't. But I thought it was. But Return of the Jedi, still probably my favorite lightsaber fight with Vader and Luke. There's just so much emotion into that. So, yeah, Return of the Jedi. It's amazing. Number 3, A New Hope, Star Wars. I don't know what I can say about this movie that hasn't been said. It changed the world. It changed cinema. It changed toys. It changed everything. It impacted everyone that's watching this video. This movie has had some type of impact on your life, and it's had an impact in pretty much every piece of pop culture since. This is probably the single most important film ever made, and it's just pure greatness. If there's one thing that I always take away from this movie, among the many things I take away from it, it's the ceremony scene in the end. And there's just something about that smile from Leia and how Luke and Han are standing there, and the John Williams score. I just love it so much. And damn that person who put it with no music, that clip with no music. I'm like, God, you have ruined this scene for me forever. But no, I love that scene, and there's so many great moments in that movie. A New Hope, all-time greatness. There's nothing you can say otherwise. Number 2, here we go. Prequel love, Revenge of the Sith. I unapologetically love this movie. I acknowledge the couple of issues it has, and I went into this movie with Hayden Christensen. I had really low expectations for Anakin because of Attack of the Clones, and Hayden Christensen showed up. He did a really good job, all things considered. Not a really high bar he had to clear, so I walked away satisfied with Anakin in this film. And I just love the prequel era. The prequel era is my favorite era in Star Wars. And this film, I'm telling you again, if you watch the Clone Wars, then you get to that moment with Anakin and Obi-Wan in the end, and you are my brother, and you feel Obi-Wan's pain. It carries so much weight, and I love Revenge of the Sith. Unconditionally, fight me, I don't care, bring it. Just joking, but I'm anticipating the wave, and that's fine. Bring the hate wave. It's all good. We're all friends here. We're all talking Star Wars. Number 1, no shocker, The Empire Strikes Back. Arguably the greatest film ever made in terms of quality, in terms of impact, in terms of just significance. I guess you could say the same thing like I just said for A New Hope, but The Empire Strikes Back just takes things to another level. It just took things to such a unforeseen level, and it's so iconic, and it's so important to the saga. And yeah, I mean, what else can you say? It's not my personal all-time greatest movie. Like, objectively, I guess, but it's in that conversation, and it should be on everyone's short list. So The Empire Strikes Back. So hope you guys enjoyed my list. Let me know your thoughts below. I will throw a few things out there. Number one, okay, if all things considered, if I'm being honest, if I think I probably prefer the Clone Wars television series over anything in Star Wars, because, and it's not fair to compare that to a 2 hour movie, because you have 5, 6 seasons really, but there's so many deep and powerful moments, and we go to so many galaxies, and we go to so many systems, and we go to so many planets, and so many characters, so many creatures. There's all amazing character development, and my favorite Star Wars character, Ahsoka, is introduced in that series, and especially seasons 3 through 4, or 3, 4, and 5. Incredible stuff. The Mortis arc, the Ahsoka arc. There's just so many powerful things about the Clone Wars. I love it so much. And to throw this out there, I'm not a big fan of the Clone Wars movie. I don't think it's that good. It's not quite down there with The Last Jedi, but it's not good. It's not entertaining. I don't enjoy it. I may have to try to rewatch it again, and I've seen the Clone Wars a few times, the series. The movie is just not that great. It just isn't. But yeah, watch the Clone Wars. But that's my list. Let me know your list. Talk to me in the comments. I've already went over 10 minutes, so I'm trying to rush through this. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.